1976, the United States celebrated its 200th birthday, its bicentennial. To honor this big event, the U.S. Mint changed the designs on some coins, including the quarter. Instead of the usual eagle on the back, they put a picture of a Revolutionary War soldier playing a drum, and underneath it, the dates 1776 to 1976. People loved this new look, and the mint made millions of them so everyone could join the celebration. These coins were made in three main places: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D, and San Francisco with an S. Most of them were made from regular copper and nickel, but some special ones from San Francisco were made with 40% silver. Those are already more valuable because of the silver inside. Now, most of the bicentennial quarters you find in your change are not rare at all. They're worth just 25 cents. But there are a few hidden treasures among them, coins with special mistakes or unusual features that make collectors go wild. Some of these rare versions have sold for over $10,000, and a few reports even claim values reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. So let's keep things simple and talk about what makes some of these coins worth so much. First, one of the most valuable types is the 1976 D-double die obverse quarter. This happens when the coin's design was accidentally stamped twice during production, making the letters or numbers look doubled. If you look closely at the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" and see shadow-like doubling, you might have something special. Some of these coins have been sold for over $8,000 to $20,000, depending on how clear the doubling is and how good the coin's condition is. Another rare kind is when the coin was struck off-center or on the wrong metal blank, called a planchet. That means the design doesn't sit correctly on the coin, or the coin looks weird in color or shape. Sometimes, a quarter was even struck on a metal meant for a dime or $half. These minting mistakes can make collectors pay anywhere from hundreds to several $1,000s. The stranger the error, the more valuable it can be. If you have a quarter with an S mint mark, that means it was made in San Francisco, and if it feels heavier or doesn't have the usual copper color on the edge, it might be made of silver. The 40% silver-proof coins from San Francisco are worth more than normal ones. A regular silver proof might be worth $5 to $20, but a perfect proof coin with a mirror-like finish and no scratches, what collectors call a PR70 Deep Cameo, has sold for $10,000 to $20,000 or more. Some people have even reported special no-mint mark versions or other extreme errors that could be worth hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million. While those ultra-high values are rare and sometimes exaggerated online, it shows just how crazy the coin collecting world can get when a unique coin shows up. Imagine someone discovering a coin in their drawer and finding out it's worth more than a new car. It's happened before. Now you might be wondering, how do I know if mine is special? It's simple to check. Look at the front of the coin near Washington's ponytail for a mint mark. If it has no letter, it's from Philadelphia. D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. Next, check the edge. If you see no copper color and the coin feels heavier, it could be silver. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubled letters or strange shapes. Also check if the design looks off-center or uneven. If you see something odd, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can damage it and make it lose value. Instead, you should have it checked by a professional coin grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you exactly what you have and give it a grade. Even if your coin looks perfect, remember that condition matters a lot. A coin that has scratches, wear, or damage will be worth much less than one that looks fresh from the mint. That's why uncirculated or proof versions are so valuable. They look flawless. A coin rated MS65 or PR70, which means near perfect, can multiply in value. The excitement around these quarters keeps growing because they are a piece of American history. Every collector wants a shiny example from the bicentennial celebration, and error coins are like hidden treasures that keep the thrill alive. Each time a rare one sells at auction for thousands of dollars, more people start checking their own quarters, hoping to find the next big one. It's like a treasure hunt hiding in plain sight, right in your spare change. Of course, it's important to be realistic. There are hundreds of millions of bicentennial quarters out there, so most are worth only 25 cents. But because there are so many, it means there's always a chance that a rare one could still be out there, waiting for someone to notice it. The stories of lucky finds like a person discovering a valuable double die or silver version keep people searching. And every collector knows that feeling when your heart races because you think you might have found something special. So here's what you can do: gather your 1976 quarters, look for the mint mark, check for any odd details, and handle them gently. If one stands out, take it to a coin expert. Even if it's not a jackpot coin, you'll have learned something cool and maybe started a fun new hobby. The bicentennial quarter represents freedom, history, and the idea that sometimes the smallest things like a coin in your hand can hold incredible surprises. They can be a small fortune if they have the right condition or a rare minting mistake. This coin looks like every other quarter, but the small, deep mark on the front, right next to George Washington's ponytail, makes it special. That D means it was made in Denver. In 1992, the Denver Mint made almost 390 million quarters, so most are worth only 25 cents. But here's the exciting part: a small number of these coins have perfect mint quality or unique errors that make collectors go crazy. Those are the ones that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The Washington quarter has been around since 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design shows Washington's head on the front and an eagle on the back. For many years, the look didn't change much. By 1992, the coins were made of a mix of copper and nickel instead of silver, so they looked the same but were cheaper to produce. Even though the 1992 D is not a low mintage coin, it's the condition and rare mistakes that can turn this simple coin into a hidden treasure. Now, let's talk about why some 1992 D quarters are worth so much money. When a coin comes straight out of the mint with no scratches, no wear, and bright shine, it's called uncirculated. Grading companies like PCGS or NGC give these coins a number based on how perfect they are. A coin graded MS-60 is nice, but an MS-67 or higher is nearly flawless. The higher the number, the higher the value. A 1992 D quarter in mint state 65 might sell for around $10 to $20. At MS-66, it could be worth around $50 to $100. But if you're lucky enough to find one graded MS-67, the value can jump to over $1,000 or even more depending on the shine and details. Then come the error coins. These are the real stars for collectors. Errors happen during the minting process when something goes wrong. Maybe the coin gets struck off center, or part of the metal layer is missing. One of the most valuable errors for the 1992 D quarter is the missing outer layer. Normally, the quarter has a shiny nickel layer on top of a copper core. If that layer doesn't stick properly, you see the reddish copper underneath. That type of error can make a coin worth a few $100s. Another valuable mistake is the off-center strike, where the design is printed slightly sideways or cut off. The more off-center it is, the rarer it becomes. Coins with more than 20% off-center strikes can reach high prices. Sometimes coins are struck through grease or debris, causing missing details on Washington's face or the eagle's wings. These might not be worth thousands, but they're still worth far more than 25 cents. Most people don't notice these tiny differences, and that's what makes the hunt so exciting. Imagine finding a 1992 D quarter in your change, taking a closer look, and realizing you might be holding something rare. The thrill of the search is what keeps collectors hooked. You don't need fancy tools, just a magnifying glass, good lighting, and patience. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the edges. A regular coin will have silver-colored edges, but an error coin might show too much copper or look uneven. Weighing the coin is another trick. A normal quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If yours weighs less, it could have a missing layer and be valuable. When you think you found a special one, don't clean it. Cleaning coins actually lowers their value because collectors want original surfaces. Instead, keep it safe in a coin holder or a plastic sleeve. If it looks truly perfect or strange, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Yes, it costs a little money, but if your coin turns out to be a high-grade or rare error, the value could be many times higher than the fee. It's important to remember that most 1992D quarters are just normal coins. But the few that survive in top condition or with special errors are the treasures everyone dreams of finding. For example, one 1992D graded MS-67 sold for around $1,700 at auction. Others with unique minting errors sold for hundreds. And who knows, maybe one day a perfect example or a new type of error could appear and make headlines again. This is why collectors say, always check your change. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes that story comes with a reward. Even if you don't find a valuable one, searching teaches you about mint marks, history, and how coins are made. For people making videos or shorts, this is perfect content. You can film yourself going through coins, zoom in on the dates, and share the excitement with your viewers. You can say things like, could this be a $1,000 quarter, or, let's see if we struck gold in our change today. The mystery and possibility keep viewers watching until the end. The key to making your audience interested is to mix excitement with real information. Explain that not every coin will make you rich, but some can. Show examples of what to look for, the shine, the mint mark, the missing layer, the off-center strike. Use simple words like error, shine, perfect, or off-center. People love learning new things, especially when there's a chance to discover something valuable right in their pockets. If you ever make a video about the 1992D quarter, start strong. What if the change in your pocket is worth thousands of dollars? Today we're going to find out if one simple coin from 1992 could make you rich. Then show your viewers the coin up close, point to the D mint mark, and explain why that detail matters. Show pictures or comparisons between regular and error coins. Use a scale to weigh it and let people see the difference. If your coin looks special, imagine the excitement of sending it for grading and waiting for the result. By the end of your video or story, remind viewers to always look at their change. Tell them that these hidden gems are out there, you just have to keep your eyes open. A 1992D quarter might look like any other, but if it's shiny, perfectly struck, or has an unusual error, it could be worth a lot of money. The idea that something so ordinary could turn into a treasure is what makes coin collecting magical.